This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, a misunderstanding about the fate of a beloved church in Queenstown is clarified and many worried faces are relieved. A proposed DCC bylaw has equestrian trainers outraged and concerned for their futures. And the ORC has a beef with rabbits and it's not looking good for the bunnies. The ORC considers its options. Good evening, I'm Craig Story. Here is the news. The Catholic Diocese of Dunedin have confirmed the 140-year-old convent building in Queenstown will not be demolished. Last month, a misunderstanding led some members of the St. Joseph's Catholic Church, including its parish priest, to believe the building was going to be taken down. Mina Amso has more.
There was a misunderstanding that led St. Joseph's parish priest, Father Jaime Lalaguna, and other parishioners at St. Joseph's Catholic Church in Queenstown to believe this 140-year-old building was going to be demolished. It is not. The South Today reported last month the demolition plan of the building following a conversation with Father Lalaguna. He told the South Today the historic convent would be demolished due to lack of funding to maintain and restore it. However, the Dunedin Diocese now says that was a misinterpretation of a discussion between the diocese and the parish council. The Dunedin Diocese says a demolition was only considered seriously at an earlier stage a number of years ago when earthquake risks were being taken into account.
The bishop was quite surprised at the thought of it, the concept, and certainly when it referred to decision having been made, well, he certainly hadn't made any decision.
Hanning says there are no immediate plans for the building.
It's part of the consideration for the future development of St. Joseph's School, and the bishop has indicated that while some proposals have been put to him about relocation, he's having that assessed.
The bishop met with a working party last week to discuss the school's relocation proposal and the future of the building.
He's taken it very seriously.
Father Jaime was relieved to hear the building wasn't going to be demolished.
I feel glad that it was clarified.
Hanning says the Queenstown parish will be kept up to date with developments. While the future of the building is still undecided, a decision about relocating the school is expected to be made by the Bishop of Dunedin, Colin Campbell, towards the end of this month. Mina Amso, The South Today.
All Black and Dunedin-based rugby player Ben Smith has turned down an offer to play in France. After announcing the decision, he faced a barrage of questions today. Speaking to a packed media scrum this morning, the versatile utility back says he has many reasons for staying in New Zealand.
About the money, it was about the lifestyle. I think, the guys that go over there have a really good lifestyle, but I think, I said yesterday that the lifestyle that I can get here over the next few years is pretty exciting, and getting a good mixture of having time at home with family and getting some good rugby in as well, so I think I can get a good mix by staying.
He says he made the decision with his family to remain in the south. The All Black, Otago, Highlanders and Green Island player says he's now just looking forward to the rugby season ahead. Go local sports hero. A local horse trainer says he will go out of business if a proposed DCC bylaw all but bans horses from beaches. The proposal would restrict horses to thin strips of sand between the dunes and the high water mark at 4 beaches where the animals were permitted to run.
Recreational and professional riders are saddle sore over a proposal to greatly restrict the beach area that horses can be ridden on. The changes are included in the Council's Reserves and Beaches bylaw, which is open to public consultation until Friday. Hare Hill Horse Treks owner Oliver Goldsmith says if the bylaw is adopted, it will end his business.
Well, it'll close us down basically. So when we started in 2000, there was 5 horse trekking places in the Dunedin city area. Now we're the only one left, and they've closed for various reasons. Part of it, the regulations and things that are now in place make it very difficult. You have to insurance and all the other things that you have to keep.
He says the council didn't contact stakeholders like himself, and he only found out via a mate.
I wasn't sure until about a week ago when someone from Aramoana here, Kevin, he rang me up and said, did I know that the DCC were planning on closing the beaches in Dunedin to horses? And I said, no. He said, well, look up the website. So I looked up the council website, and sure enough, there it was.
The idea has also irritated Dunedin horse trainer Graham Anderson, who says hundreds of horse owners will be affected, and describes the council's new proposal as overkill. Goldsmith says horses need to be on firm sand, as riding on soft sand can cause injuries.
They said the horses would be restricted from high tide down to the waves and the sand hills. So that basically cuts out all of the beach, because there's only a narrow strip of soft sand where you could ride. And of course the whole point of bringing horses to the beach is so they can ride on the firmer sand, which is good for their feet, whereas the soft sand creates foot problems.
Acting DCC Parks and Recreation Group Manager Tom Dyer says the council is aware of concerns about injuries to horses and will assess the options once all the submissions are in. The proposal continues to permit horses on Tomahawk, Smales, Waikouaiti and Island Park beaches, but removes permission for them to be ridden below the high tide mark. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
A mixture of old hands and young guns showed up for the Gore A&P Association dog trials at the Hokanui Showgrounds on Sunday. Dogs and owners competed for Best Pet Dog Owner, Best Bitch, Best Dog and the Shepherd's Challenge. Winning dogs in each section also competed in the Waitane Young Farmer Bark-Off, with John Kirk Bennett's dog coming out on top. Event coordinator Bridget Henderson said judges were pleased with how the event unfolded, with 28 dogs entered and a wide range of competitors. Well done, Spot. The Otago Regional Council has adjusted its plan to spend up to $50,000 importing a new rabbit-killing virus. At today's regulatory committee meeting, some councillors considered the proposal, which was released in a report earlier this week, that it had significant flaws.
The Otago Regional Council proposed a coordinated release of the Korean strain of the rabbit hemorrhagic disease virus beginning this autumn. The plan was to release 100 doses of the virus in the area between Roxburgh, Queenstown and Wanaka. However, Councillor Michael Laws proposed amending the action at a meeting today. He questioned whether the money budgeted, $50,000, was enough to combat what he called the explosion of rabbit numbers in central Otago.
The Otago Regional Council has statutory responsibility for pest management and control within the region. What you're suggesting to me is that they have devolved this responsibility, or this organisation has, to landowners to do it as part of the policy of Otago Regional Council.
Regulatory Committee Chairman Brian Scott refuted Law's claims that Council had avoided its responsibilities.
But this statutory responsibility rests still upon the Otago Regional Council under the Biosecurity Act. Is that not true?
Mr. Chairman? Well, Mr. Budget can look at
Any comment, Councillor Woodhead?
Yeah, no, that's in my understanding, that's an incorrect interpretation.
Laws asked that the words up to $50,000 be removed and that the budget be provided, stating it was ludicrous to propose an arbitrary sum. Other councillors said the figure was already based on a reasonable budget.
So staff have actually put their mind to this particular matter and have come up with a rough figure of 50 grand, and then the CEO has the discretion to exceed that if necessary.
The amendment to the motion was carried after it was seconded by Councillor Kempton. The EPA has yet to confirm whether the operation will be allowed to go ahead. Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, Invercargill draws in elite and national record holders for another whirring cycle of events, and the fate of Queenstown's interior snowpark. It's going to close its doors.
Emu oil has been used for centuries to support joint mobility and tired muscles. Also helpful for supporting healthy skin. Available as oil or in capsules. Go to www.silverhorn.co.nz to order Emu oil today.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Ecro-Tech Limited have been supplying beekeeping equipment and honey products in New Zealand for over 100 years. A specialist manufacturer of hiveware and plastic products for the beekeeping industry. They are the leading supplier of beekeeping equipment nationwide. For all your beekeeping needs, visit ecrotech.co.nz or call 0800 11 7766.
Grandad loved his family and surfing, in that order. He taught me to surf, and we spent a lot of time in the water together over the years. When he died, I strapped the camera to the nose of his old board and filmed the paddle out at St. Clair. Gillian's played the video on the big screen at his funeral. Grandad would have loved having everyone come out one last surf with him.
Gillian's Funeral Services, helping families celebrate the lives of their loved ones for generations. Gillians.co.nz.
The University of Otago, New Zealand's only true collegiate university. For first-year students, the history, the expectations of excellence are
unfamiliar.
G'day, I'm next door.
Hi, next door. I'm Samantha Pascoe.
No, you're not. I'm Josh, Clyde, Science. And you are?
Sam, Hastings, Lauren Arts.
Tane, Auckland, Commerce. Osaka, Greece, Classics. History.
Yes, Sonny Chin.
Neck, shoulder, back, sciatica, pain specialists. Innovative tools specifically designed to contour your grooves of depletion and excess muscle buildup.
Sonny Chin, it works.
Arrow International knows what the essential ingredient is for accomplishing great projects, working with great people. 30 years on and 3,000 projects later, with 10 offices and 400 staff nationwide, a company who values partnerships with their clients and carries a strong reputation for passion, integrity, and the love of a challenge, excelling in the construction industry and helping to create, with our partners, more iconic New Zealand buildings.
Got the rallies coming to stay these holidays, but the lawn's looking a mess. Call the team at Ready Lawn, open right through Christmas and New Year.
Get finance and get on the road. Talk to MTF today.
Active Furnishers Limited, home of quality service with superior product and an in-house design team who are always happy to advise and create an imaginative solution for you. Active Furnishers Limited, part of Dunedin's design history.
Channel 39 brings you highlights of the Burt Munro Challenge Beach Race, held at Arete Beach this summer. Thursday nights at 8 p.m.
Thank you for choosing The South Today. National records were broken and cyclists were flying around the track in the weekend. The Elite and Under-19 Track Cycling Championship took place in Invercargill, and organisers say the event highlights the nation's young talent.
Some of the country's best cyclists were flying around Southland. Hi, I'm Ruby Spink in Invercargill at the SIT Zero Fees Velodrome, where the Elite and Under-19 Track Cycling Championships were held over the weekend. Cycling Southland's events manager says the 4-day event went well.
We're delighted with the performances, not only of the Southland team, but across the board. There was some really exciting racing, and I think it was a great spectacle, and we're pretty proud of what we produced.
He says although Southland cyclists didn't win the competition, they performed very well.
We're only a couple of points behind on the point shield, behind Waikato Bay of Plenty, and so I think that the racing right across from the endurance events through to the sprinting was very good, very high quality, and we're seeing the emergence of some new talent now coming through, which is pretty exciting. And some of the competitors that were here, they know that the young ones are snapping at their heels, so it's really quite exciting to see. So it's great for the development of the sport.
Former Southland rider Elise Andrews broke a national record and was 1/10 of a second behind a world record in another race. Ross says this is just one of the examples proving they have one of the world's fastest tracks at sea level. He says this helped the high quality sprinting.
Sam Webster again proved his worth as one of the leading sprinters, and he dominated the Keirin and the sprinting. And but Dylan Kennett, another rider now riding out of the Waikato, also impressed with his endurance riding, and he was a class act. But in behind that was the Bradley Knight from Southland, of course, in the sprint and the Keirins rode very, very well in high class fields. So the development of the sport right through from the Southland area is pretty exciting, and we showed that we can foot it with some of the country's best.
He says this is just one of the ways Cycling Southland develops young talent. I'm Ruby Spink for the South Today.
After the break on the South Today, an innovation of business in Queenstown will close its doors soon, and still to come is tomorrow's ODT and the weather. It's good news.
Emu oil has been used for centuries to support joint mobility and tired muscles. Also helpful for supporting healthy skin. Available as oil or in capsules. Go to www.silverhorn.co.nz to order Emu oil today. Ecro Tech Limited have been supplying beekeeping equipment and honey products in New Zealand for over 100 years. A specialist manufacturer of hiveware and plastic products for the beekeeping industry. They are the leading supplier of beekeeping equipment nationwide. For all your beekeeping needs, visit ecrotech.co.nz or call 0800 117766.
Active Furnishers Limited, home of quality service with superior product and an in-house design team who are always happy to advise and create an imaginative solution for you. Active Furnishers Limited, part of Dunedin's design history.
Got the rallies coming to stay these holidays, but the lawn's looking a mess? Call the team at Really Lawn, open right through Christmas and New Year.
The University of Otago. Usually the atmosphere is charged with the energy of student life. But this week is the week before exams.
Hey, Dane. Not now, man. I'm panicking. Come on, mate. I know just what you need. In here? No. Is this it? No. This is the place to ease your stress.
Hey, Tane. Fancy a little cuddle?
Arrow International knows what the essential ingredient is for accomplishing great projects, working with great people. 30 years on and 3,000 projects later, with 10 offices and 400 staff nationwide, a company who values partnerships with their clients and carries a strong reputation for passion, integrity, and the love of a challenge, excelling in the construction industry and helping to create, with our partners, more iconic New Zealand buildings.
Yes, Sonny Chin. Neck, shoulder, back, sciatica, pain specialists. Innovative tools specifically designed to contour your grooves of depletion and excess muscle buildup.
Sonny Chin, it works.
Get finance and get on the road. Talk to MTF today.
Larnac Castle on the peninsula is an ideal getaway, whether it's for an afternoon visit, to wander the gardens or enjoy the stunning views. Perhaps stay a while in one of our fabulous rooms overlooking the peninsula. Larnac Castle is a must-see, and you can now experience the castle's history via a self-guided tour. There's also Campus State just moments down the road, and perfect for functions or your big day. Larnac Castle, just 15 minutes from downtown Dunedin.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
From rare to the recent, visit the legendary Hard to Find for your quality second-hand books. With the largest stock in New Zealand and a friendly book-loving atmosphere. For good prices, buying or selling, come visit 20 Dowling Street. Channel 39 brings you highlights of the Burt Munro Challenge Beach Race, held at Arete Beach this summer. Premieres this Saturday, 8:30 p.m.
And thank you for staying with the South today. Queenstown's only indoor ski park has closed its doors less than 3 months after opening. The company Powder Pack Park went into liquidation earlier this month. The park was New Zealand's first indoor ski and snowboard dry slope terrain park and provided more than 600 square metres of terrain. It opened in November last year as part of a $50 million entertainment precinct in Remarkables Park. In a post on Facebook this week, the company told its followers that despite its best efforts in Queenstown, the facility would have to close. The park has been offered for sale. And people from, headlines. Sorry, I'll do that. And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Whoops. A recent misunderstanding has led some members of the St Joseph's Catholic School, including its parish priest, to believe the building was going to be taken down. It's definitely not. People from 31 countries are in Invercargill to compete today at the World Shearing and Wool Handling Championships, but that's not that story. That's about the horses and the DCC bylaw. And the ORC has adjusted its plan to spend up to $50,000 importing the strain of rabbit hemorrhagic disease virus. And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Good day to you, Barry Stewart.
Hello, Craig. How are you?
I'm well, thank you,
Excellent. Dunedin business owners have welcomed plans to install a roundabout at the Esplanade at St Clair. So that's the intersection of Victoria Road and Fulbury Road.
Oh, overjoyed.
Overjoyed?
Overjoyed.
So you can get to the restaurants quicker.
Faster, yes.
Faster.
I need the muffin on the Sunday morning.
Good idea. And Dunedin looks set to get a new Anglican bishop following the retirement of the Right Reverend Dr. Calvin Wright. Now, there was a suggestion that they wouldn't replace the bishop, so that's changed. So good news there. Australian Prime Minister and the New Zealand Prime Minister are going to meet in Queenstown next week for discussions. So that's big news for the resort up there. And the program for the Dunedin Fringe Festival has been released, and details of that are in our arts page tomorrow. and we'll be also at the opening of the program this afternoon. So coverage of that.
Dunedin Fringe Festival is just such a delight.
Yes, a bit wacky and lots of variety, so a lot of fun for everyone, isn't it?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Editor, thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you.
Stewart. Time now to have a look at tomorrow's weather.
This weather update proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorn Sportsville.
And we're starting with today's Southern View, taken of the world-famous And Bar at the Forsyth Bar Stadium. Looking at the situation, the anticyclone pushes away. It's clearing for a stable weather pattern, changeable conditions of course, big bouts of nor'westers and sunny goodness, mild to warm temperatures, mostly fine conditions. It won't last by the weekend's done, I'm afraid. Balclutha, Catlins, Gore and Lumsden, moderate northerlies for all of you, temperatures 19 to the early 20s. It's very simple for you. Light northerlies, moderate northerlies, high cloud. To Central, Alexandra, moderate northerlies, high cloud increasing in 22 for you. Queenstown, the same, cloud increasing 22. Te Anau, moderate northerlies, cloud increasing 18, and moderate northerlies, cloud increasing 22 for Wanaka. Sounds lovely. To Oamaru and breezy northerlies, fine and 15, a little cooler up north. Omarama, breezy northerlies, 21, sounds good. Timaru, 19, high cloud, and breezy northerlies, high cloud, 19 for Twizel. Doesn't look bad in Dunedin tonight. Fine, light westerlies, minimum 9 degrees. For Thursday, sunshine. Breezy to cool nor'easters, 12 and 15 are your numbers, and Friday, high cloud, northerlies, showers late on Friday, 12 and 20. Invercargill, tonight, fine tonight, cool conditions. Sorry, it's actually 4 degrees, I'm hoping it's going to be 5. But for Thursday, sunny, moderate northerlies, 11 and 17, and on Friday, fresh nor'westers, cloud increasing, rain and cool sou'westers late in the day, and you can look at 11 and 18. And on behalf of the good men and women of the South Today and Allied Press, it's been my pleasure. I'm Craig Story. Good evening.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.